Welcome to this how-to video on subscribing to NetApp's Cloud Volume service for AWS. We highly recommend reading the documentation as it will guide you, as will this video, on how to set up a VPC, virtual private gateways, subnets, routes, and how to associate the gateways, and then gather the information you'll need to create your first Cloud Volume. We'll then describe how to subscribe on the AWS Marketplace, how to create the first volume, and then how to mount that volume. Our first step is going to be to create a virtual private cloud. Here we go to the AWS console. We're going to the VPCs, and we're going to create a VPC. We'll give our VPC a name. Here I'm going to do this for the London region. I need to provide a seeder block. I need to ensure that this IP range does not conflict with anything else. And then I simply click Create. And I can see my VPC has been created. My next step is to create a virtual private gateway. Again, from the AWS console, I'll scroll down to Private Gateways, click Create Private Gateway, give this a name, and then click Create. We see we've succeeded in creating our gateway. Now we have to attach it. We're going to attach it to the VPC we previously created. Within a few seconds, the gateway is attached. And here we can see the ASN. Now we'll create subnet and routes. From the AWS console, I'll click on Subnets, create a subnet. I'll provide a name for this subnet. Select the VPC, and I need to enter a seeder range for this subnet. Once that's done, I'll click on Create, and we'll see our subnet has already been created. Now if I go to route tables, I see I've already got one route by default. I've got nothing populated in there. To make this simple, I am going to click to edit and enable propagation. And then when we add our virtual interfaces, routes will automatically be propagated. Now we need to associate the virtual private gateway with a direct connect gateway. This step is optional. You could accept the virtual interfaces for Cloud Volume Service directly to a virtual private gateway. But here I'm going to associate them to a direct connect gateway, which has some flexibility. We'll see that we're now associating the EU West 2, which is London, and it's been associated. This step may take a few minutes. And we see that routes have automatically been propagated. This is because we already have regions set up for Cloud Volumes. Now we'll go to the AWS Marketplace and we'll subscribe to our Cloud Volume service. We click to subscribe. Here I've already subscribed, but the steps would then be to go and set up your account. This will take you to the NetApp Cloud Central. We can log in if we already have a user, or we can create a user here. I already have a user, so I'm going to log in. Now let's create the first Cloud Volume in a region. Let's select the right region. Then we'll notice we don't have any volumes here, so let's click Create New Volume. We will give our volume a name. We could allocate the capacity and change the service level. The most important thing here is to follow the networking instructions and to ensure we use a private network seeder that doesn't overlap any existing network in our VPCs. So let me enter the seeder. Make sure I enter it correctly. Give it a /28. Then we'll enter our AWS account ID. We could select and enter export policies and snapshot policies, but here I'm going to keep this simple and make a simple volume. Then we get some additional instructions. So we will be given two virtual interfaces that we need to go and accept and attach to either virtual or direct connect gateways. Once they're attached, we'll come back to the Cloud Volumes interface. So let's move over to the AWS Management Console. And we'll see that we do have two virtual interfaces. We need to accept them. So we click that we understand, accept virtual interface, and I'm going to choose direct connect gateways here. You could choose virtual private gateway as well, but in our account we've configured direct connect gateways. We need to do the same for the second interface, and again choose the direct connect gateway for our account. And we'll notice in the top right the state is pending. This will move to a down state, which is quite normal as the networks are being configured. We'll see that the second interface will go down as well, and this may take a few minutes to go through the configuration. A few more minutes later, the state will move to available. So we see one interface is now available, and soon the second interface is available. Now let's move over to the Cloud Volumes interface. We see that it's still in a state of creating, and a few minutes later it is now available, and we can see the details of the volume. Now let's go to an EC2 instance and mount our volume. First thing I'll use is a command called showmount-e. I'll give it the IP address, and I'll see the volume is being exported. So now I should be able to mount it successfully. I'm going to create a directory so I can mount it, and then run my mount command. Now I'm going to use the df command just to make sure the volume is mounted and can be seen. And we see we have our volume successfully mounted, and it's 100 terabytes in size. So in this demonstration we've seen how to create a VPC, how to set up AWS networking for Cloud Volumes, then how to subscribe in the AWS Marketplace, how to create our initial Cloud Volume including accepting virtual interfaces, and then finally how to mount a volume. Thank you for watching, and to learn more go to cloud.netapp.com.